with you.
Welcome back. We have Jeff Parker here in studio to tell us about what's going on in Laguna Woods. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So first, of course, we'll talk a little bit about COVID, and then we'll jump into some other very important information.
Sure, absolutely. So COVID numbers, these are what you see on the board are the weekend numbers that we have. So the information on the cases, about 1,583. That's spread over 3 days. So about where we've seen the average lately, somewhere between 350 and 500 cases a day. So that's pretty accurate from that perspective. Unfortunately, an additional 10 people have passed away over the weekend with regards to reporting over the weekend. The important stuff that we talk about all the time is that the information about the hospitalizations, and the hospitalizations at 406 have gone down. We were in the 500s a couple of weeks ago when we last talked. And the ICU cases have gone down to 119, and they were up above 140. So that's a good trend to see happening, is that either they're catching up or they're being able to get more people vaccinated or pre-treated, so they're not going into the hospitalization or having to go into ICUs, which is really what we want to see at the end of the day. We know some people are going to get sick. You're going to, whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, either way, you're going to have the impacts. It's wanting to control it to the point where we don't go into the hospital with those.
Right.
With regards to our own Laguna Woods, which means the whole village along with the rest of the city, we're at 508 cases. That's up 3 cases from last time we reported. We were at 505, and the deaths have stayed the same at 55. So we haven't had any change there for our community, at least.
Good, good. So well, hopefully when people are contracting the virus, that they are not as sick as they would have been otherwise because of vaccinations, or maybe already had COVID or something like that.
And I think the vaccinations continue to occur. People are more and more, so the more that's happening, the more you get to that 100%, if you can ever get there, the more protection we have with regards to, especially this Delta variant.
Exactly. So it's good news that we are lower in numbers for hospitalizations as well as ICU, and like you said, that trend will continue because I think I had heard that the UK had a similar situation where it went way down and then they creep back up again, and hopefully they'll go back down. But I think it just varies.
And that's the challenge that we're going to have, is the variants are going to change. You know, it's a Delta variant today, and now there's the MU, I think it is. So there's going to be different variants, as we know that. I think the challenge is, can they come up with a way to get it down low enough so the variants don't have these big spikes like we saw since July 15th or July, basically.
Well, and then we wonder what weather's going to do in terms of pushing people indoors, because that's the other thing. So a lot of things to consider, but so far so good. California's looking really good.
Wear your mask.
Especially Orange County. Their numbers look really good, so excellent. All right, good. Now, you have some announcements to make about some things that are going to be appearing on Village Television.
Yeah, one of the things that's going on right now, and I know probably everybody in the village knows, we're in that midst of the election process. And with the election process, there's a couple things I wanted to point out. We wanted to make sure that people get a chance to see the candidates that have come in. So we had the Meet the Candidates program that they had last week, and with that, we televised all that. You brought the candidates up to get introduced, and so we had scheduled originally, same system we did last year, where we had 3 occasions where we would rerun those programs so people could see the candidates and really get a feel for who they should vote for.
Right.
And so we thought, in the best interest of getting as much information out there, we've expanded that now. We're going to do 5 reruns of all of that. So we have dates for that, and you have them up there. There you go. So these are Meet the Candidates, and they're going to be up there with regards to all these different times. And so you can go on there, review that, listen to the candidates and their statements that they came in and met with you on. And then the key thing is get your ballot in by September 30th. You need to have those in to the club in here, to the community center, or mailed early enough that they get in there. So the key is getting them in here, is get them down to the ballot box that's out there, get those ballots in by the 30th, because you want to make sure at 5 o'clock they're not going to get counted after that. So.
Yeah, actually, I think it might be a little earlier than that. I think it's something like 11. Is it 11 p.m.? Maybe it is in the evening. You have that
I know it's
information.
5 p.m. for the last closure, but
Oh, it is, okay.
Maybe it's 11 for the any postmark. I'm not
Okay,
sure.
it could be, yeah. So
We
you're
can
right. So in the
clarify that.
evening, good. Now let's just show that one more time. So the first slide you're seeing is United Candidates, United Meet the Candidates days. So that is on the days that you see there, and then for third is the next slide, and that has different times, probably the same days, but different times.
A few different dates, I think,
Yeah.
and different times for sure. So just make sure that we'll get this out repetitively so
Right.
people can watch the candidates. I just went back to my notes, so it's 11 a.m. as far as being postmarked to the election person who's coordinating.
Okay.
So you have to have it in by 11 if you're going to mail it to that person.
Okay.
If you're going to hand deliver it here, 5 o'clock is the
Okay,
deadline.
perfect. That's good to know. Now, these are dates that are going to be repeated right here on Village Television.
Correct.
So perfect. So everybody can meet the candidates multiple times, which is great. So you can get all the information. Now, also, a letter has been sent to all of the United Mutual folks, as well as all the Third Mutual folks, right?
Correct.
Okay, good.
And that,
not mailed, but emailed.
Email.
Okay.
And it really is, again, to emphasize, here's the opportunities to see the candidates, here's the information you need to know about getting your ballots in, so that we get as much participation out there in the
Exactly.
community, and adding a couple more opportunities for people to see the candidates is just more access to these individuals is the better for the residents to make a good decision.
Exactly. All right, great. Good information. Glad we're able to get that out on multiple occasions. So perfect. All right, and then another communication, if you will, that is announced to all of our residents is our village e-blast.
Right, and so on Fridays we get out What's Up in the Village, and it has a lot of good articles on different things and stuff that's coming in the future, like our shakeout in October that we have for earthquake, making sure people understand how that works and why we're acknowledging that day and the importance of being prepared. So there's a lot of different activities and important information that goes on What's Up in the Village, and I just want to again recommend to people that if they're not on our list, we need to get your email. So send your email into info@Laguna Woods Village, and if we get your email, we'll put you on that list and make sure you're getting that blast that's going out every Friday. It's great information.
It is.
And it provides everybody with an opportunity to just kind of keep track of what's going on in the village, and in some cases outside the village. Something maybe that the city of Laguna Woods is doing, or like we've indicated, today is the state election. Make sure you get your ballot in for the state election.
Right.
So there's different pieces of information that we do on there, but it's just a great source, and I want people to use it as much as possible.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much. It was good to see you.
It's good to see you too. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. When we come back, we will have Dr. Hovannessian with Harvard Eye, so stick around.